Okay, so in this video tutorial we'll be going over the first homework assignment of the year, the Math Review 1. Pay careful attention, ask questions if you have them in class, and please come see me if any of these still are, giving you some trouble. So the first one is some metric units and prefixes and converting from the metric units into other standards of units. So the distance from Canandaigua Academy to my house is about 20 miles. So if 1 kilometer equals 0.6 miles, how far away is my house in kilometers? So what I'm starting off with is this 20 miles. So I have 20 miles, and I want to set up a conversion factor. So my conversion factor, I'm going to put miles down below because that's the unit that I'm trying to get rid of, and kilometers up top. And then if I use the numbers given, 1 kilometer is 0.6 miles, I'll see that the units of miles cancel out. And what I do in my calculator is 20 divided by 0.6. And if you try that out on your own, I got 33.3 kilometers. Now, if I want to know how many meters that is, I want to use my reference table to see what the conversion, what kilo means. And you'll see that kilo stands for 1,000. So if I want to get from kilometers to meters, kilo stands for 1,000, so 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters. So now let's see the kilometers cancel out, and I do 33.3 times 1,000, and I get 33,300 meters. So if in the next one, in lab, a stretch spring is measured to be 5.6 centimeters. Convert this to meters. So I have 5.6 centimeters, okay, centimeters being smaller than a meter. So I set up a similar process, centimeters down below, meters up top. Meters are bigger. Centi stands for 1/100th, so there must be 100 of them in 1 meter. Centimeters divided by centimeters cancel out, and I get the answer of 0.056 meters. Now going the other way, if I start with meters, so in this case I have 0.89 meters, I still have the same conversion factor, but the difference here is that since I'm trying to get rid of meters, I'm going to put meters down below on my fraction. I'm trying to get into centimeters. But the values, there's still 100 centimeters in a meter. Just now, mathematically, I'm taking 0.89 and multiplying it by 100. And so that gets me 89 centimeters. Continuing on here, if I have a collision cart that's 234 grams, so I have 234 grams. I want to get rid of grams, so I put grams down below my conversion factor, kilograms up top. Just like up here, where we go? Up here, right, kilometers were bigger. Kilo still stands for 1,000. So I put 1 next to kilo since it's the bigger number, and it stands for 1,000 grams. So then I do 234 divided by 1,000, and I get 0.234. And then you will be playing around with these later, the spooky springs that we have. And if we want to get from grams to kilograms, put grams down below, kilograms up top, and kilo once again is bigger, so 1 and 1,000. Grams cancel out, do 3.5 divided by 1,000, and that works out to be 0.0035. Alright, so now we're talking about lasers and wavelengths. So a red laser beam is advertised to be 670 nanometers. Okay, and if you look up what nano is, you will see on your reference tables that nano stands for 10 to the minus 9. Okay, so now this gets a little tricky because we have 670 nanometers. All right, we're dealing with a really small number, and we're trying to get it into meters. So I put nanometers down below. I put meters up top. Okay, now once again, we're sticking with this system of I put 1 next to the bigger number. So if nano stands for 10 to the minus 9, that means that there must be, since it's smaller than 1, 10 to the minus 9 is smaller than 1, smaller than 0, there must be smaller than 1. There must be 10 to the 9 of them in order to get to this 1 meter. So nanometers cancel out, and what I'll do in my calculator is 670 divided by 10 to the 9th. And so if you go through that, and you could type this in as 670 divided by second E, and then type in 9, and if you work that out, you get 6.70 times 10 to the minus 7 meters. All right, and then the next one here is talking about cell phones and resistors inside of it, but the important piece here for right now is that this is 2.3 mega ohms. Here, you know what? Let's just write it out like this for now. It's mega ohms. And so if we set this up, we want to get rid of mega ohms, and we want to get into ohms. And so mega stands for 10 to the 6, so mega is bigger than the base unit of ohms, so 1 mega ohm is 10 to the 6th ohms. The mega ohms cancel out, and then what I do is 2.3 times 10 to the 6, which is just 2.3 times 10 to the 6th. Okay, if we want to expand that out, it's 2,300,000. And that is, once again, ohms. And we'll talk more about, what this unit of measurement talks about later on. But for now, we're just talking about the conversion. Okay, so for the next page here, we are looking at scientific notation. And it is, as suggested, best if you use the EE button on your calculator. So if I want to put this in scientific notation, notice that it is less than 1, and I'm moving it 3 places to the right, so this will be 10 to the minus 3. This next one, the decimal place is here. This is greater than 1, and I'm moving it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 places to the left. I stop at the non-zero digit, and so I moved it 6 places to the left, so this becomes positive 10 to the positive 6. Here, we're just going to be needing to move it over 1 place to the right. Okay, so this is 10 to the minus 1. Okay, micro, if you look up what micro is in your reference tables, this funny looking U, you will see that it is 10 to the minus 6. So you can write this as 82.4 times 10 to the minus 6. Now this is also equal to 8.24 times 10. Okay, and if I go from 82.4 to 8.24, the number gets smaller, so my multiplier must get bigger. Okay, and just remember these are negative powers of 10, negative exponents, so a bigger, if I want to get a bigger value, it's actually going to be a smaller exponent, right? 10 to the minus 5 is bigger than 10 to the minus 6. So I could also write it like this. Okay, and for all intents and purposes, this is just fine. You will get the correct answer if you're using this number in your calculator.